Hey, nice people, how you doing? So, you might notice this is not a scripted video. If this was a scripted video, I'd be here until next week making it. Instead, I'm just going to crank it out. I'll just crank it out. Why not? Let's just do that. So, as a preliminary message, I have a little segment about some mounds that were destroyed in about 1880 in a conference by Steve and Evan Strong. This is their ad in the Nexus magazine. And so you can get the ticket from ouralienancestry.net, which is right down there. There we go. Okay, and that's an online conference in July. Okay, so this is a patron-sponsored video. And basically the question was, three-fingered mummy, what do you think? And this is what people say. Oh, is it an alien? Is it an alien? Because he looks like E.T. Is he an alien? Well, firstly, he doesn't really look like E.T. E.T. has an opposable thumb. This character doesn't seem to. He seems to have just three fingers, but from some angles, it looks like there are traces of where there might have been potentially a fourth finger, which is quite interesting. So this is the mummy found by a tomb robber under mysterious circumstances. It has come to light, and the patron sent me this thing to watch, which is brilliant. Humanoids from Nazca, the Nazca Mummies, episode 2, Maria, 2018, and on the channel Null. And this is a really, that seems to be the journalist who did the documentary, and it's a really good documentary. And let me summarize the findings. Basically, they're saying that this bloke here is the forensic scientists have found that it is not a forgery. That is something that was living and breathing, and there is no place where they could have, say, connected new hands or a new head or whatever. Archaeologists say no. They say the hands were modified. They say the head was modified. New facial features were carved to make it look like an alien. Now, look, the archaeologists are saying it can't be modified, because if it was modified, the only way of they said it can't not be modified, because if it was modified, the only motive would be to make it look like an alien. But what they're doing is missing the point, as archaeologists usually do. And I'm saying these are actually hominid characteristics, as we're going to see. So again, we look at the three long fingers. Okay, there's E.T. from the 1982 film by Steven Spielberg. He has a dolichocephalic, a slightly narrow skull, African style. And straight away, it reminded me of animals that I'd seen. So I was thinking, well, hang on a second, why does it look like this? So this is a sloth. So a sloth, and there used to be giant sloths as well. It's basically got three long nails. So straight away, there's DNA in the mammalian kingdom for three fingers. Okay, so there's something happening there. So we don't have to jump to the ET hypothesis straight away. It could be a throwback. And this sometimes happens. Nature makes mistakes. And straight away, boom, marmoset, it's almost like a rat, isn't it? Like a tree rat. But it's you could stretch out that leg. It's almost like a frog. It's so strange, but it is a primate. It is related to us. So look at these extremely long fingers, and straight away we're starting to look at everything's starting to get a bit suspicious. Is that guy? Is that bloke some kind of weird hominid? You see what I mean? Are you seeing what I mean? And straight away, boom, this is known as the spider monkey. And the spider monkey seems to just have four fingers without the opposable one, which is very interesting indeed. There seems to be an opposable one down there, but look at the hands. So straight away, long fingers, just like on the mummy, which is quite interesting. We'll see another example coming up shortly. Now that's Jane Goodall, and Jane Goodall was basically following in the footsteps of Leakey and all that in wanting to live with the closest human ancestor, supposedly the chimpanzee. And, now we think it's the closest human ancestor, but are we going to think this in 20 years? I have my doubts. I really doubt that the chimpanzee is a close relative to humans. And if it is, it's, oh boy, I tell you what, they are nasty little creatures. So this is another type of primate, a gorilla, obviously, from Africa. And you'll notice the short fingers, the opposable thumb. Where do the long fingers come from? So some of the long-fingered creatures are actually from Asia. So this is a proboscis monkey, and this type of monkey is really a type of missing link. This is from Asia, and these are redheads and blonde monkeys. Redhead and blonde monkeys are found all over the world. He's looking at his long fingers, saying, I've got some long fingers there. Very interesting indeed. that is another proboscis monkey, and honestly, he looks like a little kid, doesn't he? It's quite interesting. And as it'll age, what will happen is that nose will get longer, and then it will actually droop down and turn into a hooked nose, which is quite interesting. So young monkey looks like this, old monkey, hooked nose. So there's the old proboscis monkey, quite interesting indeed. And obviously very human-like, much more human-looking, I would say, than a chimpanzee. But obviously there's some room for doubt in that. And so there we go. That is the spider monkey that I wanted to show you, that I showed you earlier. He's got the opposable thumb on the foot, or something to grab on the foot. It's like a grabber, like a clamp. But here on the hand, it just seems to have 4 fingers. Just like the mummy just had 3 long fingers, with one missing, I suppose. And boom, look at the mummy. So straight away we see quite a similarity indeed. Now look, it starts out narrow and then it gets fat, right? Okay, look, it's a little bit narrower there. Look at that one, and then it gets fat. Boom. Now my fingers don't really seem to do that. They just get fatter as they go along. But this guy's fingers, it starts out narrow and gets fatter, and then it gets narrower again. Look. Starts out narrow, gets fatter, gets narrow again, gets fatter. Look, this is a throwback. This is not a forgery. This is a throwback. And once again, the archaeologists are being narrow-minded, saying, well, it's not an alien, so it must be a forgery. This is called human tunnel vision, and I see this again and again and again and again. Look, there are more possibilities out there. And so this is just as an addendum to all this. Look, people need to start looking in Asia for the missing link. This is where pale skin comes from. You see, what Asians and Europeans have. I'm always thinking, if we're out of Africa, obviously we're the wrong color. So is pale skin just a genetic mutation caused by not enough sunlight, or is it something that's come from deep antiquity, from the blobfish, from the axolotl, from the proboscis monkey? Quite interesting indeed. So we need to look at other primates, other hominids, to see what's really going on with our evolution. And of course, there's the proboscis monkey looking like a very wise politician with a big belly. Quite interesting indeed. These are very cute looking monkeys. And believe it or not, the Indonesians, when they... these are in Borneo, right? So Indonesia was a Dutch colony. When the Dutch were there, the Indonesians were saying they were literally calling them after this monkey because they looked so similar. So there we go. And the man who originated the theory that we are from this monkey, there is a missing link from this monkey to us, and this is a swimming monkey, unlike the chimpanzee. Where do humans love to be? The water. Where does chimpanzee want to be? Not in the water. It hates the water. This is Alistair Hardy, a brilliant, little known evolutionist. He waited until he retired to write a very amazing book on evolution, containing the chapters on the aquatic ape, as well as chapters on evolution and telepathy. Also chapters on showing how different species are literally mathematically phase-shifted, geometrically phase-shifted versions of other species, how nature plays with mathematics, how nature plays with telepathy and evolution, how the mind has something to do with it. He waited until he was retired to reveal these ideas, but an absolute genius. I think he died in the 80s. So there we go. Basically, I'm saying it cannot be a forgery if the hominids are so similar. And this is much closer to the hand of that skeleton than, say, the image of goddamn E.T. You know what I mean? There we go. Anyway, what do you think?